Okay guys, the base is almost finished. It has like one armored loot room, so that's like another 4 C4 that will be added to the total. So it has like 5 loot rooms, which are each 8 C4 to get into, and one of them has armored inside completely, so that's another 4. So yeah, it's like 40 plus 4 is like 44 C4 to like every room like this. It has metal outside, metal inside, so it's 4 C4 this and then 4 C4 for the loot room itself. So that makes total 44 just to get in every loot room. That's not including any of the doors. I think it has like 13 doors. So this should be another like 27 rockets or something, because you're probably gonna rocket them, and some of them are adjacent, so they will be like taken out together. So I calculated about 27 rockets to get through all the doors. So to completely raid this base will be like 44 C4 and 27 rockets. One room, one of these loot rooms, is about 90 silver nodes that you have to farm. So yeah, so there's like pretty much like 500 silver nodes. The nodes, the yellow node there. You need 500 of those to raid this base. Yeah, let's look inside. The idea is that these corridors they're not the main thing, these corridors. But let's say they will go through the doors, because normally if they go through the doors and they go to the loot room, there'll be like another garage door. But yeah, I put it either there's gonna be metal, and eventually they're all gonna be like armored. Now I just got enough high quality to armor one more than I already have. I think I got 3 of them armored already. So let me see how far I got. This is metal too. But like you see, I'm just finishing up this base. I think this one is armored, yeah. And this one's, I have 2 armored. So yeah, I can do a third one, and I only have 2 left. This is just some stuff that I'm using for like building, you know. So just showing you what I have. It's not much yet. My other base, I have another base next door. This one is like has lots more stuff, but this is kind of the stuff that I have right now. I still don't I haven't put up like a second Dropbox on that one. So how does it work? Basically, I mean, I've made so many videos already on this, but let's say this is your first video. Most bases, they kind of have like I told you, like it's like this is armored. So if they go through all of my doors and they come here, then they expect a garage door. Now garage door compared to like an armored wall is the same. I looked it up on wiki, and it's like 5 garage doors. So imagine already I've gone through like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 doors just to get here, not counting the rest. And then you come here, and it would take another 5 doors to get here. This would be the same value as like 5 doors, and then you would still have to go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other doors, and then again these are all gonna be armored in the end. So it's 5 times 5 garage doors. I mean, are you counting? There's a lot of garage doors you have to go through, but like I said, it's like 44 C4 from the outside to get into these loot rooms, and it's like 27 rockets, because some of these, like you can just splash damage. You can splash damage this in the corner, And you can, well, this you cannot, you're already in, so probably not, you have to do this separate one. This is going to be splash damage. These two can be splash damage together. This will be separate. These two can be splash damage, that won't be separate. So I calculate like 27 rockets. I hope that's still, that is true. Actually it might be more, but yeah. And then the more you armor, like you can have one armored loot room, and as you progress to, you get more and more high qual. If you, it would be good if you have a great source of high qual, you could armor like a second one or a third one. I would really try to armor a second one, it would be great. And because they all have armored fronts, they wouldn't know which one is the second one that's armored, or which one are the two ones that are really armored, and which ones are the ones that are not. So that would be great. You can even have them all 5 armored by the end of the wipe or something. That would greatly increase even the strength. So I said 44. So if you have 4 more, that's like another 12 on top of the 44. So it will be like 56 C4, and let's say 27 rockets to wipe out this base. Now I don't know if you know how much like sulfur that is. You have to be like so rich to even try that. And yeah, that's and I've been building these bases for a long time, and I find out that once they finish going through a couple of doors and they end up at one of these armored walls, they realize that the inside that there's an armored core, an armored loot room, and they just don't have, like I said, it's like 90 silver nodes to get into it, and they just don't have the resources. They just don't have it because they already used a lot up on. They probably thought they're going to be at most a garage door or something, or some kind of like thing, and then they find out it's just pure like a wall, and they see like it's 5 of these rooms. Like there's so much sulfur, yeah, so much resources that you might lose whatever's in these boxes. So I would say like before you log off, or in between during the day, if you're doing a lot, just depot some of your stuff in the loot rooms. If you don't need it straight away, try to depot anything of value. Like, yeah, I probably should depot some of this, but yeah, I don't need all this. Maybe some stones. I could just get rid of this. I managed to get like 4 boxes and a sleeping bag inside of each loot room, except for the TC room, of course. But so I have lots of storage, but you could do anything you want inside. And the cost to build like one of these loot rooms, I think it's like 1100 metal for the loot room itself. Actually less, because you're gonna have like one wall eventually is going to be well, depends if you're going to upgrade later, so you're going to probably have it metal first, so it's 1100 metal, and then the 2 drop boxes, another, it's like 1500 for the 1 loot room, and then you have gonna have it covered completely. So I think it's like 3500 metal just to have one of these loot rooms. So times 5, like, but I mean, even just starting out, you can modularly build this. You can first build like your TC area, and then just make a bit of a corridor, and just start branching out and building the. Make sure you do have the branches, or you cannot do it later, but then branch out and start building the other ones. And I mean, you can watch the other videos. If you want to get more information, but yeah. Let me show you from the top how the design is. So the whole idea about this base is that most bases are built on the idea of honeycombing. So they're built on the idea of having like one major loot room, and then having several layers of let's say like honeycomb around it. But there's only one problem with honeycombing. Like eventually, I probably don't have wood on me, but yeah, you can honeycomb only so much, and every layer, like, it started with like 1 square, right? And that 1 square was like 1100 metal, But now with adding this one layer of honeycomb, the total becomes 3,500. So it's pretty much three times expensive as I started out with. Now, trying to layer this, I probably shouldn't be using triangles if I want more honeycomb around this. But trying to, honeycombing like one more layer is probably gonna like double the price. It's gonna make it like 7,000, and then one more layer, and then one more layer. So and then also the access to it, because now I have like my doors. Eventually you need doors to get through that armored wall, right? So I would have to like honeycomb this area too, you know, honeycomb this, and then I would make sure that the entrance towards it, like extra layers of metal around this wouldn't help much if I don't have lots of garage doors, because each one layer of metal would need at least 2 garage doors. So for like, if I would honeycomb this one more time, these 2 garage doors would be also be essential in being part of the honeycomb. But like trying to do one more layer on top of that, so 2 layers of honeycomb around like this loot room would mean like 2 more garage doors would come in place, and I would also start to be honeycombing that. So eventually, to keep up with garage doors on your honeycombing, you would have to double up the garage doors, the amount of metal. So also, and the price is just going to go up and up and up, because each circle of honeycomb around that original honeycomb, it's just more and more and more of parts you have to like put around it, and it gets more expensive in metal. Now, having them separate like this, like using, I do have a lot of corridors, using like a big corridor, also very useful for putting your boxes, having some workspace and just some living space, because people just say that sometimes my bases are a bit too cramped. So I like the fact that my the base has a lot of living space now. But mainly you see, like even like the honeycomb is not touching. I don't think there's going to be splash damage if they hit this. I don't think there's going to be splash damage on this honeycomb. And even the splash damage here is not going to be splash damage, because I put these little metal walls up, so they cannot just like splash damage like the roof, because the roof often has like these like areas where you can splash damage 3 tiles and get into 3 rooms, which means that they can like skip like 2 or 3 garage doors. So yeah, so that's why these things are on top of it, is for splash damage. Now, of course, they could hit this corner and have some splash damage. But so don't put anything important like right in front of your walls, like I have at the moment. Actually, I need to change that, because I have like stuff beneath here which is not very smart of me. So I'm gonna change that. But let me go inside before I die. But yeah, so you've seen, you kind of, this is like another, just watch my other videos for more information. So like I said, this is like, it's easily like 44 C4 raid. You need at least that. They're probably gonna even spend more, because they're probably gonna go through some garage doors too, or maybe go through some ceilings, and they're just gonna waste extra stuff just doing that. Maybe when they come here they will go through these walls, or I mean, they're gonna, unless they've seen this video, they're probably not gonna have like the perfect raid, you know. Okay, so yeah, I just want to say hope you enjoyed this this video. Here, let me show you all my I've actually have another base right next to it. That's like the base next to it is like 52 C4 right now, but it's not. I made some yeah, like you see, this is a loot room, but it's not honeycombed, so it's a lot weaker than the other. Like this one has 4 loot rooms. This one of course is honeycombed, this one is not honeycombed, and then we have this one is honeycombed but it's still stone. And it's basically because I have a door here, so it, I mean, if I make this metal, I just had a friend and he was like a beginner and he just made the whole base metal. Don't do that. If you have like a door, just leave everything around it stone, because the door is weaker than the stone already. So making this metal, unless you have an extension on this, is not gonna help, because they just can just go through your door, and that is even cheap, would have been even cheaper than going through the stone. So yeah, only use metal when yeah, there's no door around. Like you see, my entrance here is actually stone. There's no use in making like this foundation metal or the roof metal, because the door is just going to be cheaper than the stone even, and certainly is cheaper than the metal. Now this is metal because there are two doors in front of it. This is almost as expensive to go through as through metal, so it makes sense to have this metal because of the two garage doors in front of it. And then from this point on, after this door, it would make sense to make this metal. I could do it, but again, like I said, this is my work area. I'm gonna have like little boxes of clothes here, and this until this would be, well, the wipe is gonna end soon. But like if this would be like my other base, I can show my other base too actually. Let me just close a few doors. So my other base I had from the first day of the wipe, and it's like a 1 month wipe. So that one is has a lot more metal. It is almost completely metal, except for, like I said, like the doors. You see somebody there? Let me open my trapdoor. Just have a little turret here. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I wish you a very beautiful day. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun making these videos and just showing you guys about how to build in a different way. I think that people have been are being taught to think and completely wrong about how to build. Usually they learn about building like these very compact or like big bulky bases, like with like one central loot area that is that has to be protected. Like you see, it's much more economically convenient to separate your loot rooms, like these two big loot rooms, and then I have here little loot rooms. These are not honeycombed, so the other base is a big improvement on these ones. But yeah, this base has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these metal loot rooms. This also has like this one with drop boxes, the one beneath me, and then my externals, you could also see them as like extra things. So this is also like a 50 C4 base, but the only downside from this one is that once they go through my garage doors, they will end up like here, and there's a garage door into this loot room, and my experience is that that will get raided a lot quicker than like with the armored, if you would have like an armored wall. Because if, like, let's say like this loot room, now you can open this is very convenient. You maybe want 1 or 2 of these convenient rooms just for convenience, but you see, you do gather a lot of stuff in it really quickly, and this is kind of not so safe because there's no honeycomb, there's no metal drop boxes or like an armored wall here. So it's a lot weaker as my latest build. This one too. It's very convenient to be able to access these boxes, but for like safekeeping, like having some like your major stuff. Now this one is a bit better. It has drop boxes, but it's not honeycombed, so it's also no use to make this armored because the outside is so easy accessible. This is the same one. So this is like 4C4. The other one is 4C4. Now the garage door ones are also like 4C4 to get into, except for if they have gone through my doors and they're here, they only need to go through like the garage door, which is like 2C4 or something, or even less, depends on how you do it. So yeah, you probably do like 1C4 and like some satchels or a rocket or whatever. So this is a lot cheaper. Some explosive ammo. It's just cheaper to go to the garage doors. But yeah, this base also has the armored loot rooms. And yeah, I mean, if you've seen any of my videos, it's all repeat. But so, and normally people just like when they see this, they kind of give up because they don't have the resources to go to Armored, or they don't see the value in doing it. They're afraid to lose out too much, like on that, and yeah, they just won't do it. Anyways, guys, have a beautiful day. It's been super fun to make these videos for you guys. I hope you enjoy it. Probably will be making some more. I'm really happy that my latest design is now complete. And yeah, see you guys later. Lots of love. Bye bye.